Well, the 2014 midterm congressional elections are finally over. And the question that we now and everyone else is sitting down and thinking about is, who really won and who really lost? But let's think about this first. Although the numbers aren't entirely in yet, it's predicted to be about only 40% of the population that's eligible to vote will have actually gone out and done it. Why is this significant? Because it clearly shows that 60% of the population doesn't care who wins the election. And as we can see from the data provided, this is a continuing trend. We all know that it really doesn't matter who wins the elections, the Democrats or the Republicans. In either case, working people are going to get screwed. But we do have that nice veneer of it being sort of an election, which means it's sort of free because there's no alternative to democracy, right?
Democracy is non-negotiable. Better dead than red.
So here we sit, trading back and forth, Democrats, Republicans, in an endless loop of not actually accomplishing anything. The Democrats get into office, they do some good things for people, and then eventually people get tired of the other things that they do, the part of just being a bourgeois politician. So eventually they get voted out. And then next comes in the Republicans for about 2 terms, usually presidential. So for the next 8 years, it's Republicans. Now what happens with them? They go and do all the horrible things that Republicans are always trying to do to people, along with all the realities of being a bourgeois politician on top of it. So then they get voted out, and the Democrats come right back in. And we continue this cycle over and over again. Despite the fact that we get good things, and then they go away, and then they come back, and then they go away, there is one thing that remains constant throughout all of this.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that's... Hey, Bushman, Development, copy at White 6.
That's a weapon.
Yeah.
Shoot. Light them all up.
202 traffic, 260s.
Come on, fire! Hey, roger.
Keep shooting. Keep shooting.
Bushmaster 2-6, Bushmaster 2-6. We need to move time now.
Alright, we just engaged all 8 individuals.
War. War never changes. Regardless of who you vote for, the imperialist war machine will continue to chug along. It will continue to do all of the tremendous inhumanities that it has always done. And history tells us nothing but that choosing between Democrat or Republican accomplishes nothing in this regard. Imperialism continued under Bill Clinton. It continued under every Democratic president, particularly this one. When we are faced with seemingly no choice, whether we vote Democrat or Republican, people just don't care. Now, when we just don't care, that's a luxury for us. We can just sit down and just ignore the entire democratic procedure because there's no difference. So what's the point of even becoming involved in politics if there really is no choice? We have the luxury of just sitting there and not doing anything. But there are those in the world who are affected by our not doing anything who never get a say in it at all. That's right. As we do nothing, the imperialist war machine rolls on and continues to murder and slaughter the third world for our benefit. And when we do nothing because our vote does nothing, we are essentially voting through acquiescence that all of this continues and that murder and slaughter continues to go on for our benefit. Am I saying go out and vote because it's going to make a difference? No, because I wouldn't tell you that, because it is a bourgeois democracy. It's really only democracy for the bourgeois, and the rest of us are just along for the ride. What I am saying is that if voting doesn't work, then they really should be doing something else that actually would work. Whatever you feel that may or may not be, I will leave entirely up to your own imagination. That's something for you to figure out for yourself. But the one thing we do have to keep in mind here is that when we choose just to not vote, there is a difference between that and just not caring. Not getting involved in politics, just not voting, means you're not going to participate in what you feel is a fake symbol of some kind of consensus from people that this should continue, and it gives a false legitimacy to the system. The other is just strictly not caring. You can not vote, still care, and pursue other means of change. That's what we need to keep in mind here. Because even when we don't vote, us just not caring and not doing anything does have serious consequences. Not just for those of us in the country that suffer from a corrupt system, but those who suffer 10 times as much globally because of our inaction and our refusal to do anything about the murderous system that we benefit from. When we simply do nothing and do not become involved in any way, the third world continues to suffer, and they never got any vote in this to begin with. So who won the election and who lost? Capital won, and the third world continues to lose.